Hey y'all, welcome back to Straight Talk No BS. I'm Jay, I'm your host tonight. On the side of me, we have Tanya, and then in the right hand corner, upper right hand corner, we have Taz. Down below Taz, we have Larry, and then over here in my left hand side, we have Nay. How y'all doing tonight?
All
Hey,
right.
hey,
Ready to get this
what's
conversation going now. You ready to get it going?
Let's get
Okay.
it going.
Well, y'all, tonight, I know y'all seen the topic. It said child play. Tonight, we're going to be talking about the incident that happened over there in Louisiana, Lake Charles, Louisiana, with the young 15-year-old getting stabbed. Okay. And we're going to also touch on some other little situations that's been going on with our children. I don't even know what to say about it. The whole situation to me is crazy. I mean, the whole blueprint of how we raising our kids nowadays is totally wrong. I feel like we need to go back to the old prototype, to the way that we were raised. You know what I'm saying? Because the way things are going now is detrimental to our kids' future. Y'all agree?
I do because wasn't nothing wrong with it. Like they say, if it isn't broke, don't fix it. So I don't understand why it's so different. Well, I have my own theories, but
We gonna get
Francis
on that.
had.
We gonna
what
get
do
on
you
that.
what you think?
Well, hey, ass whooping ain't never hurt nobody.
Yeah,
So
okay.
it don't it's crazy because, like I've said before, once they, if you ever notice, once they took praying out of school, it seemed like everything just went downhill. And when
That's
when
something.
they start giving the kids the right to dial 911 because they were being punished for something they had done, everything started going downhill.
Excuse me. Bless you.
that shit?
You know,
Thank you.
so.
Yeah, that's the thing. You just touched on it. When they took prayer out of school, and when our kids are able to threaten us with calling the cops on us, to me,
Mhm.
we got to stop being scared of our children. I really feel that we have to.
Wait, hold on. No, they got to stop being scared of their kids. Cause I'll be damned if we scared of ours. What the hell?
I
No,
just finished,
Well,
you know.
that's crazy.
well, I can say I definitely wasn't scared of my children, but I mean, a lot of parents nowadays they're too busy worried about the consequences that they have to face. If they
Hmm.
discipline their children.
Yeah.
I can't. Nay, what are you thinking about that?
I was 18 and I had a son and I had got pregnant like back to back. And I was trying to talk to my dad, and it's just what Francis said. When they took that role of discipline out of school, the prayer, they don't say the national anthem anymore. They don't do any of that. But my daddy whooped, not spanked, but my daddy put his whole 11 and a half in that ass while I was pregnant and told the police, because yes, I took the opportunity to call the laws, and he said, I will not resist arrest. But you can take the handcuffs out so I can whoop her ass some more. Because she not gonna know that I'm her daddy. She's not my daughter. And that stuck with me for a long time. So I agree with Francis. Yes, society has, brainwashed these kids, but I'm not afraid of now. One of my children that I brought in this world, and they grown. They closer to 30 than they are 40. But if I raise that right eyebrow, they know to step the hell back.
Well, I'm like this, y'all. Okay, so y'all was saying that it's society, or you saying it's the parents? I mean, we're
I'm
talking
saying it's
about.
society and it's our justice system, it's us, it's our neighbors, it's everybody. All of us have failed our children.
You
Larry,
cannot
how
be
you?
you cannot be afraid of something that you gave life to. And I don't care
Mm.
how old they get. If you get so up in age and you frail to where you still are afraid of your child and you can't defend yourself, 911 to lock their ass up. I
Will.
ain't
It's not, but Nay, I have to jump in and say it's not so much a fear of being afraid of your child or what your child is going to do to you. It's a fear of hurting their feelings, making sure y'all. I mean, a lot of mothers now they're hell bent on making sure that their children are comfortable. You know what I'm saying? They hate to let kids see reality. And I believe that you should let kids see reality, because if you don't, they believe that the shit don't apply to them. You know what I'm saying? When I was growing up, we got to see what was going on the news. Didn't nobody hide that from us. So we knew that if we did whatever we saw was going on the news, there was a punishment. Nowadays, kids they don't get to see that because we shelter our kids and we cover them up and hide them. Turn the news off. Don't let them see what's going on. No, they need to see it.
Mhm.
Show them reality so they know that
Mhm.
consequences come with whatever the hell you do.
It's in your lifestyle and how you're raised. You could be raised in a two-parent household, you could be raised in a single-parent household. But after these kids get to a certain age, it's the decisions that they make. And I've told all my kids that my kids were faced with gang banging, selling drugs, skipping school. They were faced with all that. But
Yeah.
then they also had a mother that didn't have a problem going to that gang banger or that dope dealer's house with a pistol in her back pocket. You can have every other kid on this block, but you can't have mine. When you decide as a parent that you will let society win over your children and you know what's right, then yeah, you have failed your children. You have failed. And discipline don't come from the school. I hate when a lot of people say, "Well, it's the school system." It's not the school system because education and discipline starts at home. My kids were in a mentoring group. Come on, they were in a mentoring group. They need you as a mentor, but they don't need you as a parent because they got a badass mama. They don't need you as a parent.
Larry, do you think that maybe these kids think that they're invincible and that what they don't think before they do, and they think that if I go out here and do this, well, they don't think. Period. Do you think it's because of the parents sheltering the children and not letting them see what reality really is?
No, we got a computer in our hand. We didn't have access to everything like we got right now, man. So kids are growner, they smarter, they exposed to more. You can have a two-parent home. I mean, look at all the stuff that's going on now with the dude. He had a father. His father wanted him to come home because he didn't want his son to break curfew because I think he was on probation or something. The boy goes home and he murders the whole family.
That's crazy, y'all. When you hear stuff like that, because the
I
child
can't
is
I can't say it's crazy because I see those tendencies in a lot of kids. Those kids who grow up and cannot accept no. When you don't teach them when they're young, they get into that habit of saying, "I'm not going to accept no. You're gonna find a way to give it to me." I mean, they act out until you say yes, until they break you.
Can I add this, Kim Folk? Let me add this.
Okay, go
Um,
ahead.
Another problem, a big problem, is that y'all probably heard a lot of comedians say this joke, but Big Mama is gone. Big Mama is in the club. Big Mama ain't at the crib watching grandbabies no more because she at the club with the daughter or whatever. So a lot of
Big
times,
Mama, Big Mama's
you know,
24 now.
That's what I was gonna say. I agree in that aspect. Yes, kids raising kids. They're really young now.
yeah,
But if that's been happening since the beginning of time. I got pregnant with my son at 17, so I pretty much grew up with my kids. And I'm gonna tell you what I told my kids: any bag of fleas can lay on their back and make some eggs, but it takes a strong, powerful mother and a father to stand up and do what they're responsible to do. And I
yeah.
had three. My older two are only 11 months apart. So to look at the next mama and say, "Oh, she's better than me" or "she's less than me," it's all within that person as a parent. One thing that I taught my kids and I stand on today: what you decide to do negative for 30 seconds can cost you 30 years of your life. So that
That's
30
right.
seconds of
That's
hell
true.
that you trying to go out there and please your friends and you can lose your whole life. And
Well,
I
what
always
what?
do. Go ahead.
So what about the? It takes a village to raise a kid. That
Oh, you
also
took
went out
them
the
words right out
window.
of my mouth. Oh,
That
I was
also
sitting up
went out the
here.
window.
I
That's
was
the.
waiting. I was waiting to say that, but I was listening to her talk.
Oh,
He
go
took the
ahead,
words right
sis.
out of my mouth. He took them
Go
right out of
ahead.
my mouth. Yes, he did. And you're
And
right.
that's what I said earlier. We need to get back to that, to where we allow our neighbors to get in our business when it comes to our children. Allow our uncles, our brothers, our nephews. Allow the family to also help you discipline that child.
So you don't think
But
it's just solely
well,
the responsibility of only the parents. You feel like everyone, the
Everybody
grandparents,
needs
the
to get
aunts, the
involved.
uncles, the next door neighbor that you trust or stuff like that. You think
well,
like old school.
well, that's the way it used to be. Nowadays, you have to worry about the neighbor next door, her husband
True.
touching on your little girl, or
Which is why I said someone
your
you
uncle,
trust,
or you,
yes.
or even I'm not even gonna just say uncles or men, even women touching on your kids. You know what I'm saying? You got school teachers that's sitting up here sleeping with students. You know what I'm saying? So that village is destroyed. that village is
Man,
gone.
that's
So we
crazy.
have to create our own village. We have to be able to trust each other. That's those that we hold dear to us, those that we close with, in order to do that job.
So
Because
y'all are
nowadays
feeling.
you can't give it to just anybody. You can't give it to the principal. You can't give it to somebody grandmother down the street. Hell, the grandmother killing kids. So then you can't give it over here to your auntie or your uncle. You can't give it to nobody.
And that's something to have concern with, that you can't trust people like you used to. But are you guys saying that the source of, for instance, the ones who stabbed the? I mean, we're talking about a 12-year-old, two 14s, I think, and a
11,
15,
12,
or
13
something
year
like
old.
that. You know, we're talking about that young stabbing and killing someone, and the part about it is not like that's not bad enough. Then we're talking about laughing and acting as
Going
if
live and having no empathy at all.
you don't have remorse for what
I
you've
mean,
done, nothing like that. You think it's funny. So that y'all think that the fact of us not having the ability to parent, I say parent, but like everybody, a village raising the children is a big influence why they're able to just do stuff like that. I think there's something went wrong on so many other levels other than just, in my
That's one of
opinion, I
the,
don't.
that's one of the biggest.
When you getting your ass whooped, when you do one thing and you getting your ass whooped 5 different times, through you go to your grandmother's. Oh, I heard you was stealing. Get your ass whooped. Go to your uncle's. Oh, I heard you was stealing. Get your ass whooped for the same thing over and over. You're gonna stop. You're gonna stop. But we don't have that no more, because now you got these young mothers. It's like, don't say nothing to my kid. You better not say nothing to my
yeah.
kid. And so
Mm-hmm.
everybody's just like hands off. Nobody want no drama trying to raise nobody else's kids. So I think that sense of trying to look out for each other has been gone. I think
Oh
that's
yeah.
been
Instead of
gone.
being united, we have to fight our own family because
LB,
because
Mm-hmm.
because you trying to do what's right.
Yep.
LB, you are absolutely right, because I have 5 grandkids, and when you bring my 5 grandkids to me, you best believe ain't no go sit in the corner, ain't no timeout. I got to tear that ass up. Then you can have a timeout, but you gonna get your ass whooped first. You gonna get the whooping first. And sometimes when I whoop that ass, I get high off whooping that ass, so I might whoop you
I'm
again.
done with you. I'm so done with you. Dumb.
I mean, he said he
And
said
So
what
You
happened. He
you
said
know,
what happened to the big mamas. You know, I
yeah.
ain't 55, but I'm truly a big mama. I'm a young big mama. And I don't trust my grandkids with just anybody. You know, if you can't find somewhere safe for my grandkids to go, then that means you can't go. If you ain't got nobody in your circle that you can trust, so you can let your hair down for 30 minutes, that means you can't go. I grew up with my kids, grow up with your kids. My kids had the opportunity to go to college and do something better with their life and get out the hood. They didn't grow up having to sell dope and slang dope and skip school. On the other hand, I did. I really did. And I'm not saying that as a proud mother, but I did whatever I had to do by any means necessary.
okay, okay. Francis, do you think that it's the parents' fault solely?
Righteous.
Huh?
Do you believe that it's the parents' fault completely? Do you think it's all of their fault why the children are, I don't know, what's the word I'm looking for? Why they're acting out the way
Why
that
they
they are,
wilding
or
out,
Girl,
acting the way
boo,
that they
why
act.
they ass don't went crazy? Say it like
Yeah.
yes,
say it like
say
it
it like,
is.
yeah,
Why they
why they
done
done went
lost
the
their
hell crazy?
doggone mind. I say it like this. Nowadays, I believe it starts with the parents, because
Yeah.
and I say that because I'm on the fence about that. Because like I
Okay.
said, I've said before, you can raise a child to the best of your ability. In your face,
Amen.
they will act one way.
Amen.
But the minute they go on the other side of that door and they hit them streets, it's like they done flipped the whole script, girl. They done flipped on the doggone light switch that done came on that
Turn
had
into
nothing
a
to
whole
do with.
different person.
Yeah, you see what I'm saying? So I guess everybody gonna be Gemini's, two faced. They got two different sides to them. You know what I'm saying? So I can't I can't solely say the parents, but I can say in some aspect it is a parent, because if you as a parent go out there and you see your child ripping and running and you do nothing about it, you see them bullying, you do nothing about it, you see them over there getting sitting up there disrespecting, elders and all this, and you don't do nothing about it, then there's a problem. There is
Okay,
a stone
okay.
cold problem.
I agree in that aspect. LB, how do you feel about that? Do you think it's the parents' fault solely?
I think y'all started it off with God, man. I think that's the biggest. Like people think that you can just believe in God. Well, it's a flip side to that coin, man. It's a devil that's on this earth, and he's the master of tricks. He's the master of lies. He's the master of deception. And I believe in that, man. So you can't look at God and not know that there's somebody down here trying to take you away from that and to pull you with the bullshit. And I think that's what you got to instill in these kids. Like something I do with my kids. We don't go to church and all that, right? But when we sit down and eat as a family, guess what? We give it up. We pray. That's where we get it all out right there. That's where they learn about God right there because they hear me freestyling when I pray. So,
Okay. All right.
you know,
All right,
I
Jay.
know when I was little,
oh
it
yeah.
just took my grandma, me and his grandma, Larry's grandma, to just she said one verse to me. She said, if you disobey your parents, your days will be shortened on this earth. And when I tell you that was a perennial effect on my life.
What you say? Okay.
Okay.
I see it clearly.
When I tell you, she didn't have to whoop me. She
She
didn't
said,
have
sit
to.
down. Sit your ass down. Sit down in that chair.
She said
Sit
that
down.
verse to me and told my days would be shortened if you keep on disobeying your mama. I was just crying, boo-hooing. And that stuck with me forever.
Why?
And
Why did that?
Because
Why did those
I
words just from your
respected her
grandma?
because she was my elder. I respected her, and I feel like nowadays we need to quit making our kids feel they on the same level as our elders because when you do that, they don't have nobody to look up to.
That's
And
funny.
it doesn't stop with just your elders. I mean, just the parents or the family members. It continues on in society. They won't have that same level of respect.
When we were coming up, it was yes sir, no sir, no matter if they were kin to us or not. If they were our elders, we respected them. We looked up to them. We were ashamed if we acted out inappropriately in front of them.
Yeah.
Now they're too comfortable. You're smoking with your mama. You're smoking with your uncle. We going down to make a beer run together and all of that. That needs to stop.
And it's funny because I see that in families that I grew up with, people in my family, they drink, they smoke with their mothers and fathers, and it's not cool by far. If I walk in the club and my kids already been in that club for 3 hours, guess who not leaving? I'm
Right.
grown. It's
What you
time for
say?
you to go. It's time for you to go because my kids will never be able to go anywhere socially and say they party with their mama. They took shots with their mama. They smoked a
Nah.
blunt with their
Never
mama.
that.
That's not gonna happen.
And it
When I
shouldn't. It should never ever get to that part. Never ever get to that part.
when I'm
Not
Well, I
freely.
can't
Hey,
say I can't
I
say
got
that.
a different view of that. I'm
Yeah, because
different on that.
I can't say that because I have
You can
drank with my
please
Okay.
son.
you because when my son do decide if he do want to take a drink or he do want to smoke some weed or something, if he ever decide to do that, he might not decide. But if he
Okay.
do, guess what? He's gonna do it at home with Pops. And Pops is the one that's gonna roll it up for him so he ain't putting no bullshit in his
Well,
spiking his shit and having him in a fucked up situation.
at
I'm
what
always gonna
age?
when he get grown. I didn't say now,
Okay. Now we
but
just want to
I'm
make
And
sure
there
that was
lies
cleared
that's the
up.
difference,
but
though. See what I'm
but
saying?
oh fuck no. But excuse my language. But I'm saying sometimes the best answer is for the kid and the mom to hold their kid close to make sure. I mean, I got a cousin that he was a track athlete. He was a star. He went and got high. He went to Dallas with the wrong people and got strung out and it messed his head up. And he's never been the same since. You know what I'm saying? So when it
Mm-hmm.
comes to that, the better solution, even when it comes to sex. It might be better for us to start back to the oh, your daughter's gonna marry this person, or I mean, because it's just
Mm-hmm.
somebody you gotta be under some kind of instruction, man, or you're gonna fall to the wayside. Me and Judy, we was made to go to church. I mean, I was made to go to church until I was about
Yes, whether we
12.
were sick or not.
Sunday school, Wednesdays, revival, church camp. Yes, it's going. Yes, it's going to that church building.
Yep.
So, I mean, I know it ain't like that no more, but it starts with God in some way, man. It starts with God. It
See,
ends with
I
God.
believe it. I believe it does
But
start with God, and also I believe that every kid should have. I believe there's a such thing as a healthy type of fear, right? A
Okay.
healthy measure of fear. I believe that all
fear
kids should
God.
have that fear of God and fear of my ass too. Shit, because
Right.
on this earth, somebody got to be able to control you. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying?
I want to say this. You know, I didn't, and Judy knows this. Cynthia knows this. Me growing up, see, I didn't have none of that. We know that. Well, I didn't have none of that. I got tore up whether I did something or not. And 9 times out of 10, I wasn't doing nothing, but I got beat for it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And so I had already planned it in my mind at an earlier age that if I ever had kids, I was not going to do my kids the way she did me and my sister now. And like I've told y'all, to this day, I never have. And I can count on one hand how many times I had to actually whoop my kids. And to have, and that was the one thing I feel that I missed, to have that person that always backed you. You know what I'm saying? That pushed me to stay in school. Because, I went and got my GED. I did go do some college, but the point of the matter is I wanted to graduate. I wanted to walk across that stage, but didn't have that because I didn't have that kind of structure. The kind of structure I had was seeing somebody put their pipe up to their lips. You know what I'm saying? Steady bringing people in and out the house or staying
Right.
gone for weeks at a time and stuff like that. That's what I had. That's what I looked forward to. That's what the household was like, you know? So,
Man.
but the only good thing about that is, for the most part, I didn't completely follow in her footsteps. That I did
Okay.
not do. I vow not to do that, you know?
All right. Read this comment. I don't know.
This
This
is
is Mal Gilly
or
Glee.
Mowgli. I don't
He
know.
says, like it needs to be a bond when you're disciplining your child. A lot of kids act out of fear of their parents. They need to know that the love of their parents is bigger than the discussion of the flaw. Definitely help kids listen better.
That's real talk.
You know what?
Okay.
I respect you for that comment, young man. I really do. I respect you. But in the era where we grew up, you know, you I respected my mother, but I also had a certain fear of my mother. Each time I disciplined my kids, each time I whooped that ass, I loved on my kids in the same sentence. So I do agree with you with that. I could turn my kids' ass up and then turn around and lay in the bed or make a pallet and we're gonna sit down and watch a movie together. But that ain't gonna stop me from whooping your ass like Joe Jackson. I'm still gonna beat your ass.
Which
and
is
then,
that
and then
healthy level
and
of fear.
that
Because
healthy level of fear.
it keeps
But then what I have to say is that I'm sorry, I disagree with all of y'all because now in these millennials, they fear no one, and they proved that and they showed that even in a good way when they went out and protested. They didn't give a damn about the police. They didn't give a damn about the laws. They move differently nowadays. It's not like back in the olden days where kids really feared their parents. We have less control now because we can't call the police on our kids. If we do, we got to worry about the kids flipping it back on us, talking about no, they're abusing me. You know what I'm saying? So we're sort of sketchy about calling the police fast. I'm
Gotta
just
be.
saying that. Okay, I'm just saying nowadays these kids don't fear nobody. They
so
don't fear
that healthy
And
nobody.
level
that's
of
the,
fear
and
is
that
kind of
and
lost
that
now.
that is a bad thing. That is a sad thing. Like I've heard it said before. If you do not, even as an adult, have some type of fear within you, basically, you it's almost like you're numb. Like you don't, like, you know what I'm saying? Like you just said, you don't care about nothing and nobody. You know what I'm saying? So it's always okay to be feared of something, but the problem is the fact, like you said, they're not scared of anything, and that is not a
It's
good thing
not
because
good.
because of the simple fact they can mess around, be in the wrong place at the wrong time. Somebody getting into it, they talking about they ain't scared, they out there hooping and hollering, but somebody done pull their pistol and done put their dick in the dirt. So then what you
Mm.
gonna do?
Well, that's the
Yeah.
reason why. That's the reason why this 15-year-old is dead now.
Yeah,
That's what I believe. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
But I feel like kids, the only time they fear is when they actually get in trouble, when they get caught, and when they have to pay the
Mm-hmm.
price for what they done. Then the fear sets in. You know what I'm saying? We got to put the fear in them before that. Before
Yeah.
they get to that point to where we can't turn the situation around and it's out of our control, we have to we just got to fix the problem because when they get to jail and they're
It's
fearful,
too
then
late
it's too
then.
late.
Well, see
We
that
can't do
that's
nothing.
Now,
See that, and that's the thing. Like you said earlier, you know what I'm saying? The fact that they were sitting up there skinning and grinning and laughing about the fact that they had stabbed this young girl to this young girl's life. I even heard them say, well, if she killed her, if she dead, she just dead. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Boasting about it. But then next thing you know, they done got caught and got in trouble. Now they crying. They don't want to do no time. They scared now. But here's the deal. And I say this, and if anybody watching this disagree, I don't care. I'm gonna tell you like this. They did it, put their behinds where they belong. I'm not saying put them in an adult prison just yet. They can go on, go to juvenile detention. But when their time come, go on shift them over. Go on shift them over there where the big dogs at. Now that's where you're gonna have to really fight. That's where
And
you're gonna
that's,
have to protect your goods. That's where you're gonna have to wonder if that's gonna be your cover that you're gonna
Yeah.
sleep with tonight, or is Big Bertha gonna come take it from you?
you know what? And in that instance, maybe that is the wake up call that maybe they need, which you never
I don't
truly
agree with
know.
it.
I have an opinion about that too, but let me read
Absolutely, they
one of
need it.
Amber's comments. She said, "My kids know not to push my buttons. However, I don't spank mine because when I'm angry, I can't control myself." I feel in that instance, definitely
Yep.
don't handle your children when you're in an angry mood and you feel like you're not in control. But you still need some measure of discipline. Your discipline may be something else different than physical or corporal punishment or whatever. It could be something else,
You
as
got a
long as
bunch
your kids know
of
the line. You know what I'm
You can
saying?
do push up
you got a bunch
position.
of you
You
got a
get
bunch
you,
of corners in your house. I know you got corners.
Corners everywhere. You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? It could be
Make them squat.
whatever.
But then again, the main thing to that, Amber, is you never wait till your cup is full.
There you go.
You have to get
I
on
was
them soon as they do something. Please don't wait till
Righteous.
the cup is full.
And
Because
then
that's
want to kill them to death. I mean, you can't do that.
I was just fixing to ask her that question. How many times do you have to tell them to stop doing the same thing over and over? How many times do you repeat yourself?
Never know.
If you repeat yourself more than once, then that's your fault. You out of line.
You're right.
You the one who let it get
read
that
Miss
far.
Beasley.
Yeah.
You
You
All
know.
right.
right, all right. Miss
Miss
Beasley
Beasley.
says, once your child is out of sight, you can't say what they're going to do. Just hope and pray that they take the advice that you've given them. You can do everything you need to do for them, and they still want to go and
And do some
do
bullshit.
some bullshit.
Some of these kids today like taking chances. You are so right,
right about
and
that.
and that's what it goes back to what I was saying earlier. I mean, they would think twice if they knew it was a consequence. You know what I'm saying? But we too busy sheltering our kids, making sure they have this and making sure they're comfortable, making sure they have that, to where they feel like it's not going to be a consequence if I do this. My mama come get me out. My mama do this. My mama do that, because I control my mama like a puppet is what they feel.
I do feel sorry for some middle age and young parents today because, like I said in my video that I made a couple of weeks back after New Year, um, I don't care what your parent may do or not do for you. Once you get to a certain age, once you become a young adult, a teenager that knows the difference between right and wrong, it's your decision that got your ass in trouble. You can't keep blaming your parents, your grandparents, your
Mm-hmm.
aunties,
You
and
have to own
uncles.
your own shit.
You got to
Yeah.
Oh
own
yeah.
your own stuff. You got to own your own shit. I don't blame my mother or father for nothing. Now I did. As a young adult, I got to be honest and say I did. But as an adult that's got a little wisdom behind her belt, when my kids look at me and say, Mama, well, because you did this, okay, motherfucker, but you not me. You're not me, point blank, period. So you didn't have to make that decision. The decision you made was because that's what you wanted to do. Now figure your way up out that mud. That's just fact.
Well,
Well,
That's
as parents though, parents they have to, when they have to, when their kids go to jail, let them stay in jail. But we have too many soft-hearted mamas who say, no, I don't want my baby taking that punishment. You have to let them go through that damn storm.
what about, well, Judy, what do you think about parents who take the side of their children when they're wrong? Like, for instance, I couldn't
I don't like
imagine
it.
that these
I don't
parents
give a
with
damn,
these
because you know
particular
how
youngsters.
well, honey, you know how I am. If my child done it, yo, I'm sorry, you got to pay the price. I'm not going to take up for nobody who's lying or who's doing something wrong or deceiving. I'm not going to do it.
I think that sends a mixed message to the child. You know what I'm saying? If they're doing something and then that is clearly wrong, and then the parents are going along with it, it's like, okay, well, my mama got my back. My mama thinks that I did whatever, so it's okay, and I can continue to do it. And that usually it takes them to the next level, whatever that may be. But I think it sends a confusing message. LB, what do you think about that? Taking the side of children when they're
In
wrong?
what situation would you take your child's side to, or feel like you need to lie for your child?
If it involved the police.
There you go.
Do y'all think that? Do y'all agree also, Francis, Cynthia, that when it comes to something legal, that you would
I'm
stand up for
I'm
them?
I'm gonna tell you this. I truly believe that if it is necessary for me to lie for my child, I will. Now I'm gonna tell you this. Now, if my child done went out there and shot up a whole church, or
Oh no,
hey,
oh no, oh
hold
no.
on. Now, if it's
Gonna make
something
you
about
some
he, you know,
food and we gonna go
it's a.
turn your
I
ass
ain't gonna
in.
lie. If it's a little weed sitting there, whatever, you know, just what it might be anything other than that. But if it's something serious, I'm not gonna be able to do that one.
If
Now,
it ain't evil.
the reason that I brought that up is because the incident with the young girls from the Walmart stabbing, you know, it took the cops having to. I mean, it didn't take much because the girls were boasting and bragging on social media, but it took them going to search and find them. The parents didn't turn them in. You get what I'm saying? So it's like,
Wow.
could you have been that blind to know? I mean, the babies are only on social media. I know it got to somebody in the family really fast, something that happened like that. So why didn't the parents, them being so young, step in and be like, hey, we got to do the right thing in this instance? You know what I'm saying? So that's why I asked y'all. Evidently, I
Unless
don't
they
know
probably
these
didn't go
parents. I don't know
home.
what, hey,
They
I,
learned that
Uh,
Well,
behavior
they were
from
unless,
just
unless,
11,
somewhere.
12,
unless,
and 13.
They
yeah,
learned that
and
behavior from somewhere.
they thought it was okay, probably because they done. And if they stay out there, you know, I'm not saying all everybody do, but if 9 times out of 10, if they stay out there in the projects, I guarantee you, somebody fighting on a daily basis. It's something going on. Ain't nobody getting, suffering the consequences for these fights or for these, you know what I'm saying, whatever's going on, and they think it's okay. They think that. Oh, we can go up here and jump on old girl and it's gonna be okay. You know what I'm saying? We ain't gonna get in trouble for it. I remember this little white boy on TV on one of the talk shows. His mother had backhanded him in the mouth, and it was a big uproar about it. I'm gonna tell you something. That boy was probably about, I think, probably maybe about 11 or 12. This is exactly what he told him. They said, you didn't think your mother was wrong for backhanding you? He said, no. He said, because if she don't backhand me, if I don't get disciplined, he said, when I get older, what if I go rob a bank? I'm gonna think there's nothing wrong with that I'm not gonna get in trouble for it.
wow, that's crazy.
You know what I'm saying?
Tanya,
So
Tanya
that
asked a question. She said, would you lie for your kid? I have been put in that position, and I hope all three of my kids are watching. If they don't, rewind this motherfucker and play it back. My daughter was at school and had got accused of stealing $600 from a teacher that was selling stuff for whatever reason. And this particular teacher, her and my daughter did not get along. A principal said he seen my daughter with the $600. Long story short, anything over $500 in the state of Texas is a felony.
hmm
She was a sophomore in high school. I went to the school. The police is at the school. The security officers at the school. I mean, they got my baby surrounded. Serious business. They got her surrounded. And I said, Sandra, if you took the money, you better tell me you took the money. She stood up, held her shoulders back. I said what I said, and I ain't changing my story for nobody. Mama, and that's you too. I ain't got no money. So when you ask me, am I gonna lie for my kids? Hell no. I walked out that motherfucking office, told that detective, take her goddamn ass to jail. And when she catch that juvie probation, don't call me then either.
Mm.
I'm not taking the rap for now one of my kids over some bullshit that could have been prevented if you'd have went left 30
And
seconds before it happened.
that's
They
it.
ended up
That's the
coming
truth.
back to get me. The detective ran after school like he was running track. He said, Miss Nelson, even if I wanted to arrest her, I couldn't. I don't have any evidence. He said, I've been a police for the last 25 years. I've been a detective for 15, and I ain't never seen a woman with a disability walk faster than you. But you ain't gonna put me in no something. I ain't got no $600, and I got bills.
Girl, I
I
know
ain't
that's right, honey. What you say? I ain't got no parts of it.
I
Don't
ain't,
want
I
none
ain't
of
told
it.
you that.
I know
But
that's right.
and then when she got home, because they let her come home, I beat her ass. You ain't gonna disrespect me in front
Reinforcement,
of
honey. You put that stamp on it. That's
wait,
what you
I
There you
I
need
did.
to
put
go.
that
know.
stamp on it. Huh?
Did she have the $600? Or did somebody
She
else
didn't
take
have
it?
the $600, but she knew the little boy that had the $600, and she was
Ah,
trying to say
Association.
she wasn't trying to be no snitch. Well, I'm gonna turn your ass into a snitch real goddamn quick.
You ain't never
Boy,
lied,
these
girl.
kids be tripping me out with that time, but I ain't gonna be no snitch. Not knowing you accessory to the crime.
You know?
You gonna do the same amount of time that the person who did the shit.
Hey, I bet you they take them up in there just because they know and get off in there and tell them what say. You facing about 15 to 20.
Seem
What you
like a
You
got?
think
canary.
okay?
Look, all you gotta do
Seem like a
first.
canary.
All you gotta do is start watching Fur 48. They start singing. They gonna tell
What you
you.
mean? Opera, honey, it's
Go ahead.
out. I got a
They
question
say
though.
they are not. And I'm gonna tell you like this. I do not believe in taking the rap for nobody. And that's like you just said that snitching code. They can come up off of that. They
That's
might as well.
But hey,
You know what I'm saying?
let me speak for the street niggas that might be
Oh,
watching. I don't think that y'all know what snitching is. Snitching in the streets is some dope game shit. It's to
yeah,
me, it's some dope
that's
game
totally
shit.
different.
If somebody fuck with my daughter and I know who it is, you fucking right. I'm gonna tell her it's that dude right there. Because
that's
if
it.
y'all don't get him,
Yeah,
I'm gonna
I'm
have to
gonna
get him.
get
And
'em.
then
yeah,
so it's snitching with sense, snitching with logic.
yeah,
Logic. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? It ain't just no snitching, no snitching. Of course, we gonna tell certain shit. You
yeah.
fucking right. You better hope somebody tell before the real. Like, and let me say that while we on camera. All you young dudes out there, if you go to jail for rape, if you go to jail for messing with kids or anything like that, you're gonna find out in jail where you at on the food chain, and it's the bottom.
Ooh.
It's the bottom.
Mm.
See that now that brings me to another topic. So do y'all, Judy? I'm gonna ask you. Do you believe? Okay, because these people, when the young kids, when they're getting in trouble for the things, I mean, these are outlandish things, of course, and they do warrant some type of punishment. But they're giving them excessive stuff. They're also giving them, they're charging them with adult time. You know, and you know what I'm trying to say.
I
So I
have
mean,
no credence in the justice system at all. I don't believe in that bullshit. You
Mm.
know what I'm saying? To me, the laws are paradoxical. I mean, one minute they say, we're not going to charge this
Damn, that nigga
girl
said
as an adult because she's
paradoxical.
11, 12, 13. But then when they get before the judge and the judge decides that he wants to make an example of this one kid, probably because he just don't like the
Mm.
kid, maybe because the kid is black. And I'm finna make an example out of you. Now I'm gonna charge you as an adult. Forget the law that's in place that says you're a minor. And I feel like putting these kids in jail and giving them life is not beneficial to nobody.
I agree with that because it's like statistic wise when you go and you look at the percentage of the youth, or they call them, I guess, young adults or whatever, young offenders, it's really high. And I don't agree with giving them that much time because you're messing up the process of them being able to learn. It's like you're keeping them. It's too excessive. You know, the point could be made with just the appropriate amount of time or punishment. It doesn't have to be so excessive, and it doesn't
Yes,
have to be
we're talking about
advanced.
we're talking
Like,
about
Okay. So
11,
so
Can I
11,
ask a
12, and
question?
13.
so
Let me
what
read
is
this
what is
statement real quick. Keisha says, me either. She said they gave my brother 50 years for evading arrest.
Love
Excessive.
Curtis. Bullshit. I
I
posted
think
about that
it
shit
depends.
too.
It depends on what it is because I also feel like what is it what is the correct punishment for taking somebody's life?
there's,
People
you
that
know what I'm
take
saying?
But
people that take people's life don't even get 50 years.
You right
True.
about that. I don't seen the where they don't get about
People
20,
that people that
25.
people that molest kids don't even get time like that.
I feel
Yeah.
like when they're babies, when they're 11 and 12,
That's what
I
we're,
feel
you
like
know.
that's a whole different situation that we're dealing with.
See the
You know what
point
I'm
y'all
saying? I don't feel like
the point that y'all skipping around is right. They don't see these little black kids as children anyway, because they wouldn't have
Mm-hmm.
shot Tamir Rice within 10 seconds of getting out of a police car with a toy gun. He was only 12.
Yeah.
They don't look at our babies like they kids. Like the little 9-year-old girl that got sprayed with some mace. They
Yeah.
knew she kicked you. A 9-year-old can make you that upset. You can't grab a 9-year-old and physically put her in the car and
Detain her
be
in some
done
kind of
with it.
way. Yeah.
But see, they don't look at our kids. So y'all keep with that pussyfoot. I'm sorry. I'm getting my feelings behind
It's
this shit.
y'all
straight.
get
It's
in your
straight
feelings,
Sorry.
cuz.
though. It's straight
Y'all
though.
keep trying to pussyfoot around the real factor in this shit. But when it comes to our babies, they don't give a damn if they 12 or 21.
That's
You
true.
better have some unconditional love for your babies so you can guide them through this shit.
Yeah,
That's right. That's right.
I
So
believe
Yeah.
that.
I have to ask though. So what do y'all think the punishment should be for this 11 and 12 and 13-year-old who took the life of the 15-year-old girl? Do
They
you
out of
think they
there.
should get life?
They out of there.
I'm not saying no. I'm not saying.
So you
I'm
don't
not.
think there's nothing else that can be done? You think just throw them away and just give them life?
I'm not saying throw them away, but I just put myself as the dad who lost a daughter.
Right.
But
I
they're
don't
all
care.
kids though.
I don't
They're
care
all
what.
kids. They
What?
made a
Okay.
mistake.
Well, either they go to jail or you make their parents go to jail for them. Which one of us y'all gonna be? Because I can't bring my daughter back. I
Yeah,
don't care what your reasoning is because my
yeah.
kids are not going to go out there and murder no motherfucking body. And I'm street niggas as it gets. You can check my resume.
Hmm.
But
I think
my kids is not doing none of that whole shit. They not on this earth to harm other people. That's where God come in at.
but I
Yeah.
think there's two sides to it, right? Because
Sorry for getting
I put my
emotional
What's
too.
two side? What?
I'm saying I put myself on the side of if I was the parent of the child, my child killed somebody, right? I'm like, oh shit, okay, you know what I'm saying? You got to go and you got to do your punishment. There's that anger, there's that side. But then if I'm the parent that lost my child as a result of another child taking, you understand what I'm saying? Then I'm also, yes, I want punishment and I want justice, but I'm looking at, I am paying attention to that another child. Something went wrong with that child's mind, mentality, whether it was society, their environment, them growing up, whether it was something at the house or whatever, you know what I'm saying? You
Listen
parents,
to me. Sorry,
something. All I'm
sorry, Tony.
saying is that I can
Sorry.
understand from both sides. I mean,
I
I'm thinking
used
that
to
way.
at 8 years old, I used to cut on the light in my kitchen, and I'm not even exaggerating these numbers. Nigga, 1,000 roaches would run all over my kitchen. I ain't went and killed nobody. Man, I remember it
Not
was time it was
justifying
just
it.
rice in the icebox. I seen my mama get beat. I seen other stuff. Does that make it's
Nothing that doesn't justify it. I'm not taking that away because the crime is what it is and it does deserve something more severe. A murder to me warrants more time or more severe punishment than somebody who stole something. Okay, I get what you're saying, but I'm just saying that's still another child. And am I going to
Let
say
me
they
ask
need to
this.
do life or something super severe to teach them the punishment of the murder they did? You
hey,
get
let
what
me
let
I'm
me ask you a
saying?
question.
let me ask you a question first. If we were sitting here talking about 5-year-old and a 6-year-old, would you still feel the same that they need to be
No,
punished for?
no.
Why?
Because
Why?
their brains is not at a development point yet.
Neither are these
12, 12,
12 and
11, and
teens.
12 is not at a developmental stage.
They're influenced by something. Something made that happen. I'm not saying that they shouldn't
Okay.
find a way to make
I
them
think they
turn.
just got caught up and they didn't think.
Yeah, that's possible.
I
But
say this.
I'm saying from the point of the parent, I still would be grieving and hurt so much. I wouldn't give a damn what your clinical
And
Righteously
you,
reason
so.
say.
yes, you go
Righteously
through that.
so.
Definitely. I
Go
can
ahead, friend.
understand that.
Oh, I was gonna say, we sitting up here talking about it. We can say all day that we would look at this, these little kids, as children. But if we are in that situation, that's just like saying if somebody came and robbed you, what you would do. We can sit and talk about what we'll do all day until we in that situation. When we're
True.
physically in that situation, we might not be even thinking how we're thinking right now. Now, as far as them being kids, I do believe they should be in the juvenile detention center. I do believe that when they get of age, I do think they ought to get a taste of the prison system, but I do not think it should be for the rest of their life, even though they did take the life. This little girl will never, ever, ever get to go to prom. She would never get married. She would never have
That's
kids.
the truth.
But we're gonna say the one who
But they are
stabbed her.
going. They
The
they
one
gonna
who
have
stabbed her
to.
should do the time. I feel like the other ones, I would probably give them probation and send them to
Mm-mm,
counseling.
I ain't finna
mm-mm.
give.
No,
I
I don't
would.
agree with that
I don't
because
You
agree
while
with
might
they
not
was
agree.
probation.
boasting, while they
Why
was
not? They
boasting,
didn't stab the
because
girl. They
it
didn't
don't matter.
stab
They
her.
were there and they were boasting and bragging about it. They were sitting up there laughing. They sitting up there talking about if she dead, she dead. You got there. Okay, well I'm finna show you what it is.
That's kids.
So
Ain't
okay, so you get it doesn't
That's
matter to
kids.
if them once them kids know right from wrong, when they know what they did was wrong, now I'm gonna tell you how they know what they did was wrong. Because when they got caught, they were sitting up there hooping and crying, hollering about they sorry. You knew what you did was not right. Yeah, they might have got caught up. They might have got, you know what I'm saying, thinking that it wasn't gonna go the way they went, but it did. So guess what? There are consequences to every action. We teach our kids that on a daily. The decisions you make, you have to make sure that is the decision that you want to go with, because you have to remember there is consequences.
There's
Period.
consequence. There's consequences, but the severity of it, they don't deserve that because they're not the one who stuck the girl with the knife.
Okay.
It, your kid,
That
yo,
girl
listen.
didn't
I wait,
deserve to
wait,
die.
wait, wait, wait.
She
Because
didn't
I would
deserve
hate
to
for my
die.
child. I would hate. She don't. Nobody deserved to die. But the
No.
point is this. The point is this. You can be in the wrong place at the wrong time. You can be caught up with your friends at the
Yes.
wrong place at the wrong time. Does that mean that you deserve to get life because you around your friends? Because kids, they carry on
Well,
with each other and they
that's
be like,
just
oh
like
yeah, did you see the way he got beat? Did you see that? That's just how kids are.
well,
But that
that's
don't
just
mean
like
that
if
they
you break
deserve
into
life for something
no,
they didn't do.
I did not
They
say,
didn't
I did not
wait.
say
I
get a
don't care.
life.
Okay, that's cool. That's cool.
I'm
But
only
what I'm
I'm only
saying, wait a
saying the
minute,
Get
person.
wait
a
a minute.
life.
What I'm saying is that the punishment should be different for each one of them.
Right,
Which would
right,
be what?
right. I agree.
Who knows at this point with
I
whatever.
agree it should be different. I'm just talking about the person that actually took that girl's life.
Yeah.
The people that's with them, yeah, different punishments. But the person that took the life is the ultimate one that takes the punishment.
Yeah, they get the more time, get the more
Because
the worse punishment.
obviously by the video, the way that girl shouted out, "Oh my God!" She didn't know that her friend had a knife.
I
If
ain't
she
even watch
knew,
it.
if she knew that she had a knife, then she shouldn't have been so surprised that the girl got stabbed with the knife.
Right.
So
No, because
I
before
feel like she wasn't expecting for it to go that far. She felt like they was gonna throw hands. And then when she said, "Oh my God, oh my God," she screamed out, "Oh my God, there's blood. She's been stabbed or whatever." That was a surprise to her. So I don't
no,
feel
no,
like she
because before they
expected it.
got over there where the girl was at, they had went
I'm coming to
on
you,
the other
Nay.
side, and they went over there and they was all on that aisle and got that knife. Now only one of them took the knife over there.
All right.
So it ain't that at one point in time they were separated from each other to where they did not know.
Right?
Nay, go
This
ahead.
is this is I didn't talk because I was getting emotional. But
It's all right.
at the end of the day, they kids. And we all saying what should, could, and my problem with the whole situation, 11, 12, 13, 14-year-old children. Where the fuck was the parents? Who the fuck was driving the car as they made the fucking video?
Mm-hmm.
Who the fuck thought it was okay for them to put it on social
Right.
media?
Right
So
on.
whoever was driving that car from 12
That's
to
another.
25
Mm-hmm.
Man.
should get life in prison because you are hauling around some damn minors that should have been in the house washing their ass because you stink. I got two girls, and my girls was not in the street at no 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 o'clock at night, and they 11 and 12 years old. They better be having their ass in front of the TV watching the goddamn Brady Bunch. Where your mama and your daddy at? Because I'm going to whoop your ass, and then I'm going to go whoop your mama and your daddy. That's what happened to society. Parents stop being parents. You can't keep blaming everybody else for your shortcomings. Now, my auntie was right when she said, once your kids leave out your eyesight, you don't know what they're going to do. She right, because my daddy taught me those same exact things. But 11 and 12, my motherfucking kids was in my face.
Yeah.
I
You
wish
know,
you
so
would ask me, can you go outside and the street lights is on and you 12? Oh, I got some outside for your ass. I'm going to whoop you in the backyard and bring you back in the house.
social media, I think, has definitely had something to do with that. And when we're talking about the parents being of today, we're talking about today because we all know how we were raised. We all know how we raised ours. Somewhere in this time, there's been a break. There's been a lapse in how old school raised kids, how we raised our kids. This newer generation, they're influenced by others. First of all, there's more young children being parents now. So if you have a young mind having another child, you're not able to put in the substance that's needed into those children, like our parents did and how we did ours. You get what I'm saying? Your mind is not developed in that aspect yet. You might have bits and pieces of maybe something from the old, but pretty much you're living in the time we live in now. So you can't put in that good substance that you need from a young age, your children at a young age, and raising them up. You're young, your children are young, that mentality is young, so that they're not learning the things that they need to keep them from being in the situations that these other kids have been in. Plus, social media is definitely a high influence. They see things on YouTube, they see stuff on Facebook where it's okay. People are making light of things that are so serious. There's no reason why you should be laughing or making fun of or celebrating. Yes, completely desensitized. And so when they get in front of the judge and the judge sees you, like there was this 15-year-old girl, I think she stabbed a 68-year-old woman or something like that. The woman had let her stay in her house. And the girl, she stabbed her like 20 something times. Well, she gets in front of the judge and she's sitting there laughing and she's smiling. Either you have a mental condition, a mental disorder, which, hey, that's definitely prevalent these days. But I'm just saying, or I think her mother or her, she wasn't raised by her mom, but she was raised by somebody that was young. Somewhere there's a disconnection, so you get in front of the judge and they see that and they're like, oh, okay, so you think this is funny, the situation's funny, well, now I'm going to teach you that lesson. So it's really unfortunate all the way around. Social media has a big blame in it. I think the parents also have something to do with it, but
kids are out of touch with reality. That's what I think.
Man.
I think they're just living in this big matrix thinking that can't nothing touch me.
Yeah.
And I think that even if the girl did have a knife, or when these kids are fighting, they're thinking that they don't know what they're doing. I feel like they think, okay, I'm fighting with this knife, and they don't. The reality of I can actually kill this person is not really. Life. Well, the reality of that I can actually kill this person is just not setting into their head. Even though they sitting there with a knife, they thinking, okay, I might stab her, but it's not going to kill her. Die. But she's not going to die.
Mm-hmm. Y'all, it's a complete mess, but this is the time we live in, and you hear so many stories every single day of some young person doing something outrageous, and then they're doing this horrible amount of time for it. And it's got what is y'all's advice?
That's what I was about to say. What are some things that maybe people can do to fix it? Like I said, I think the main thing is start getting into each other's business. As far as family. Family needs to unite, trust each other, and trust each other with each other's kids.
Like Francis said, be cautious of the ones in your circle, but
You also have to, the worst thing that I'm going to tell you before any of that gets started, you have to be able to learn you. You have to be able to learn to take criticism. If you cannot take criticism, because if I go to you and tell you, oh, you shouldn't talk to your child like that, you're going to look at me, well, hold on, who the fuck are you talking to? You know what I'm saying? As a person, you have to, like, we can take criticism. We're cool with it. You know what I'm saying? At least I know I'm cool with it. It's fine. But people don't know how, they take it the wrong way when somebody come to them and tell them, listen, pull them to the side and talk to them about something that might be, you know what I'm saying, that might not be right. Next thing you know, because other people are around or other people are looking, all of a sudden they getting loud and everything. They want somebody to see that you ain't punking them. You know what I'm saying? They taking things the wrong way. They have to learn how to take criticism, and then they're going to have to learn how to bring themselves together and, like you said, learn to trust people, learn how to, come together as a unit. You know what I'm saying? That unit it's going to grow into a village. You know what I'm saying?
And we need to start showing these kids a different side of life. Show them something different. I don't give a fuck if you was raised up in Oak Cliff in the hood in the projects. You can take them somewhere else and show them a different side of life. Show them something else. Make them want to reach some goals, set goals in their life. That's what I feel like needs to happen. Keep them busy. Lakeisha says, you're in my house, I'm in your phone. Facebook, Snapchat, Instagram, and your business, period. No, you can't spend a night over there, but they can come over here. Who is the parents? What they number? Where they work at? All in your damn business. And you're right.
So
All of
that's a
You're
that.
right.
solution. That's a
Yep.
solution. She said parents be all in your kids'
I feel like
business.
Yeah.
we need to keep our kids busy.
Definitely, definitely find them
Take
something
those
to
damn
do.
phones away from them. Quit letting them be on social media 24/7
Cynthia, what you think?
so they can get back in touch with reality.
There you go.
Yeah.
Start being more connected.
I do think we need to get back to the village. I do definitely think we need to get back to the village because I had an amazing village. You know, my dad, my aunties and uncles, my grandparents. I still stand by it. I was not raised with a silver spoon or a gold spoon in my mouth. I have no bad blood with my grandmother. You know, it might take that grandmama, it might take that papa, it might take that auntie that slash your cousin. You
You
know,
never know what can reach a child. Hmm.
I'm a CPS advocate. I had all five of my cousin kids. I had 8 kids at one point in my life. And I beat all of them the same. I ain't gonna tap your ass, but beat my kids' ass. I ain't gonna put you in a corner and then slap your sister. If I whoop one with a belt, all y'all ass getting slashed with a belt. I mean, eight
That's
kids,
tough.
8 kids. Come on now. We got to get
All
back to
right.
the village. We got to
All
You're
get
right.
back.
So
right.
we
We need
got.
to get back to our kids. We need to talk to our kids. We need to find out what their interests are in
Mm.
life and then
Mm.
drill it in and help them,
Hey,
support them, be by their side, and
and
hey,
y'all
keep
said all that, and y'all didn't say the major point. What they need to do:
What's
Go
what is
that?
ahead.
it?
teach their kid about God, man. Whatever.
Yes.
Amen.
I
It
agree.
don't
You better
matter
say it.
what. It don't even matter the religion because our religion,
Mhm.
most of it is peace and love. So if you follow those principles, you pick. I'm not gonna tell you what to believe, but it got to start with God, man. It
Yeah.
got to.
No.
Like
I,
we said, whatever your culture is, whatever your beliefs are, it could be Buddhism, whatever it
Yeah.
Learn
is,
about God,
stick to
man.
faith.
Yeah.
instill the faith
The,
back in.
and then the one more thing I was gonna say, another thing we have to do. We're talking about, having the parent with the parent, about the parents and stuff. What our black men need to understand: you are needed. You are needed. Your children need you. You know what I'm saying? Your
Mhm.
daughters, your sons, they need you. And you don't have to be with the mama, you can still be around. And you women, quit getting so pissed off at these men, then you don't want them to see the child. You know what I'm saying? You have to come to some common ground. You have to come together to raise these kids. If not, the streets don't have no problem raising them.
I agree in
None
that aspect.
whatsoever.
I think also
None.
raising your kids when they're young or starting to influence them when they're younger instead of waiting until they get older or
Yes.
Yes.
whatever. Start
You
doing it
have
when
to
they're
teach them
younger.
Start
responsibility.
tapping their ass when they young. Shit.
Not only
Teach
that, teaching
them.
them and teaching them responsibility, there is no, you can teach them straight up out the womb. When you talking to them, trust and believe they hear you. They might
They
not
hear you
understand
and
what you're
can
saying at that
comprehend.
point
They
in
really
time. You
can.
know what I'm saying? They might not understand what you're saying at that time,
They
but I
need to
promise they
see. They
hear
need to
you.
see. They need to see what God don't like. They need to read that in whatever text, whatever book. They need to see what God like and God don't like, and then you can build from there. You can graduate to something else, but you gotta have those core principles. Don't kill people. Don't steal from people. That's just logical stuff to me at this point. But I
Yep,
know
I
a
agree.
young kid don't know that. But I knew that
That's
at that.
right.
But I knew
We
it.
we knew at an early
No,
age.
at an
Early
early
age.
age we knew that,
Yeah.
and I think it got to
Hmm.
start with something.
The
I'm not saying
commandments.
I'm not saying you got to
Thou
take
shalt
your
not steal, thou shalt not kill. We knew those things.
exactly.
Okay, I gotta
Uh,
read this. Put this back. I gotta read this for Lakeisha because I like this right here. I love this comment by Lakeisha because I remember this brought back memories for me. She said we need to get back to throw up tackle, kickball, racing in the middle of the street and in the
Yes.
house before the street lights come on. Girl, don't I can give you a hug right now.
Yes, I
I can
felt
give you a
that.
hug.
yeah,
Yeah,
That took me back to the
yeah,
olden days.
definitely.
real talk.
Definitely.
I
Definitely.
remember those days. My mama used to come out the street. She kick off them heels that she had on. She, come on, let's go, and we'll hit that corner and be gone. You know what I'm saying?
And that was your mama. So
That
that
was my
spoke to
mama.
y'all. You know what I'm saying? It meant something because your parents were engaging with you like that.
And so I
Yeah.
took that memory with me, and I did the same thing with my kids. And that's what we need to do: keep passing on what our elders did for us back in the olden days.
Which will keep, yeah.
You know, so back then we probably thought it was wrong or they was too hard on us. But look how we turned out. We ain't killed nobody. You know, we
No.
ain't making those same mistakes that these young kids are making nowadays. So I feel like you should carry the tradition on. Get
All
back to that
right.
old school
It's
love and
a, it's
that
a
old
lot.
school
It's a lot more
discipline.
distractions. Though. It's a lot more distractions. Y'all, TV
You're
used to
right.
go. TV used to actually go off when we was kids. You know, it would
Yep,
go
there
off.
you go. Yeah, you couldn't watch TV at all hours of the day,
You
24
see the
7. You
Jets
couldn't do
come
that.
across the screen, and then it go dun dun dun. Then the
And
TV
it
go
went
off.
off.
Go
That was
No
off.
more
it.
Yep.
TV. It's over with.
Good night. Night
Amber
night.
Amber
Go read
says
a
my
book.
oldest didn't have her dad, but she had her grandparents.
You had someone, definitely. That village that bringing the family together. Definitely.
For sure.
All right, y'all. We had a good discussion today.
Well, thank
Man,
y'all for bringing me on.
Oh, yeah,
we
we
enjoyed
appreciate
you.
I
it.
We
had fun,
enjoyed
man.
you.
Ain't nothing like
Thank you.
chopping it up with women, man. Y'all the best.
Ah!
Y'all the best in the world, the whole wide world. Oh my God.
We ain't giving away nothing free on here, Larry.
Shut
Oh
up,
Lord.
crazy.
Love you,
Crazy.
cuz.
Love you
All
too.
right, y'all.
All right.
Audience, thank y'all for tuning in. Don't forget to go to our YouTube page and subscribe. Make sure y'all share us
And make
with your
sure
friends.
y'all watching the show tomorrow, man. Making sure
Tell them
y'all
about it,
watching
Larry.
Knocked Out at
Knockout.
6 o'clock tomorrow,
Wait a minute.
Friday.
Hold on. I just realized by looking at, I just looked at them damn initials. I was watching last week. This the same one over there in the dark and everything. He over there just lean back and all that. Okay, okay. I just realized that. I'm sorry it took me that long, but I
So
just
y'all
realized that.
make sure y'all tune in tomorrow to our other talk show, our other game show that is Knockout. It'll be coming on at 6 o'clock Central Standard Time. It's fun. We're gonna have a lot of good artists on there battling with their music. It's like the game. It's similar to the game basketball knockout. If y'all ever played knockout in basketball. So
Yeah,
y'all
man.
tune in tomorrow, 6 Central. And
Check us out,
LB
man.
down here is one of the
Y'all
judges.
bring me back, man. Bring me back. I
We
like.
will. You know we
See,
will.
we all need to be sipping wine next time, though, right?
All right, y'all. I know that. All right, y'all.
Y'all be
Thursday
good.
giveaway. We getting ready to draw these numbers real quick. Let's see who we got. Number 2,
That would be Bree Beasley.
Bree Beasley. All right, our next number 5,
That is Mo Glee. I'm sorry.
Mo Gly. I guess that's his name.
Or her.
All right, y'all. If y'all listening, make sure y'all get us your contact information so we can get y'all prize out to you. It's
We
just a little
appreciate it.
appreciation prize. We appreciate y'all support.
So like, share, all of that.
And subscribe again, share, y'all. Help us out now. Come on.
Share.
All right, y'all. We enjoyed everybody. Y'all have a good night. It's been Straight Talk, no BS. We love y'all.